Welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. I'm back from being a mountain man, and Josh is still here. But you're leaving at some point, right?
Yeah, I'm gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Just staycation it? Or are you headed somewhere?
We are going to the fabulous city of Lincoln.
For days at a time?
Yes. Do you want to know the backstory of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
My wife and I saw
I do.
My wife and I saw this thing on Instagram.
Oh no.
And it said,
"Oh no.
Hey, look, when you're planning your vacation, you don't need to spend a bunch of money and go on this extravagant vacation to all these different places. Your kid just wants to swim in the hotel pool. That's all your kid wants." So you can,
it's not about the kid.
It is about the kid. You can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
These are your days off. The kid's always off.
So we're gonna go to Lincoln.
This is not good, Josh.
We're gonna swim in a hotel pool. We're gonna go see the dinosaurs at Morrill Hall.
Why Lincoln? You could have done this in Omaha.
Well, because we want to go to Morrill Hall.
Oh, you want to go to Morrill Hall?
Yeah.
Okay. You could see Nebraska's giant new football facility right across the parking lot.
Really?
Yes. And Nebraska's giant new business college.
Okay.
Right across the street.
Maybe a little hashtag content in the parking lot at Morrill
Are you just
Hall.
you're gonna go up there and you're gonna take a picture?
Yeah.
You'll have the big mammoth out front.
Maybe a vlog. Blah.
I bet your kid will love the big mammoth.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I had a class in the basement of Morrill Hall once. I have no other takes.
Okay.
Josh is using multiple vacation days to go to Lincoln and swim in a hotel pool. Is this a good thing?
I mean,
I'm a little concerned.
It's better. You got to look at it from the perspective of it's better than nothing.
Okay. Yeah. And hopefully, I mean, your goal here is to refreshed and relaxed at the end of this. And I hope this provides that for you.
As much as relaxed as a parent of a 5-year-old can be.
Right. That's the goal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a different setting going on in there.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have many days to find some delicious lunch in Lincoln. They have great lunch.
I was told that I should ask Connor about where to eat.
You should go to Bison Witches.
Okay.
That's what I would do if I were you. You
Never
can't go to Bison Witches every day.
Never heard of it, but it sounds
it's a good sandwich.
Pretty self-explanatory.
It's not a bison. You don't eat a bison.
So it's not self-explanatory.
No, it's just a sandwich place. It's not self-explanatory at all.
So maybe it's a terrible name for a place.
No, it's a good name because it's different. It's different.
Look at that soup in a sourdough bread bowl.
Yep. You could do any of those. Justin has some good suggestions on the YouTube. You could check any of those out. Well, we'll discuss more of your time in Lincoln later on throughout the week. We can plan out your whole trip for you.
Would love to. Look at that Cuban.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. hotel pool. And then, 6:30, you got to venture out finally, find some lunch.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Hopefully the kid is just almost literally exhausted.
Josh, I got a baseball take for you.
Okay.
So I went to a Major League Baseball game this weekend.
You did.
At Coors Field in Colorado. Saw the Kansas City Royals beat the Rockies 10-1. It's great.
10-1. Wow.
Now,
so many dongs.
I'm sure you're wondering, is sports betting legal mobily in Colorado? Yes, it is. And so did I do what I should have done, which was bet on any of my favorite players to hit a home run, a donger at Coors Field? Yes, I did. And Bobby Witt Jr. came through for me in the 9th with a 3-run bomb. And then, 10 minutes later, is like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to the home run derby. I'm like, wow, this is a great moment for me. I was somehow mad at myself that I did not bet on MJ Melendez, or I think Massey hit one too. I was like two very,
some of the longer shots.
MJ Melendez is hitting like 190 on the year. It's like, that guy's not going to hit a home run, but the ball really does fly there. It's a great ballpark. So here's the take. So I show up right at game time. I get in there like right when the first pitch starts.
Oh, wow.
Which is not common for me.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. It was out of my control.
Sure.
But I got in there right as first pitch happens, and Bobby struck out. or Adam Frazier struck out, and then Bobby struck out, and then the game was on. And by the time we get to our seats, as we, go to the bathroom, we grab a beer, whatever it is, it's the end of the first inning. And I thought, all right, well, this has got quite the pace to it.
Oh, Connor.
And then I sat there and watched the game for a little while. And fourth or fifth, I wanted some food and wasted another half inning to a full inning, just getting a taco.
I don't like where this is going,
Sat
Connor.
back down, and I'm ready to say it. Baseball games are too short. Baseball games are too short. It's garbage. I had a whole I would have spent 6 hours. I would have been like your son in a hotel pool if they would have allowed me to. But the game lasted 2 hours and 18 minutes. It was an hour and 40 in the seventh inning.
A 10-1 game lasted.
Yes. 2 hours and 18 minutes in a 10-1 baseball game. We had a guy get his first major league hit. We had a guy get his, they had to do all the stuff. 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Look at that, 2:18.
That's how long it took. And I'm telling you, in the seventh, I had barely blinked and the game was just gone. And so as you're sitting there and you understand and you recognize the pace of the game, you think to yourself, I can't afford. So people asked me afterwards, they said, did you go up to the top of the whatever deck? I believe you asked me that question this morning, Josh. Did you not? Or maybe Nick did.
It was Gary, I believe.
Yes. Did you go up to the top of the deck? And I said, no. Would have taken me 3 innings to get up there. Would have stayed there for 2 pitches and had to go back down and collect all my people and leave. Baseball games are too short now. I was not comfortable at all with how short this game was.
7 pitchers were used.
Yes. How is your question?
I watch.
I'll tell you how.
I watch a good deal of baseball. I understand that but when there are 11 runs scored, usually it's like a normal game time. This is really peculiar.
2 hours and 18 minutes. Our average game time for 2024 through all of the games that have been played up to this minute is 2 hours and 38 minutes. That is just about a half hour down from 2 years ago. It is 4 minutes down from last year at this moment. It would be the lowest point for time played since 1981, it appears, if we stay at 238 for the rest of the entire season.
Now, I was going to bring this up because
there have been many sub 2 hour games this year.
The Braves game was cooking last night. It was speeding right along. 11 innings, 2 hours, 45 minutes.
It
obviously slowed down in the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
There's several things going on here. There is, is it ultimately, first of all, is the pitch clock working? I think we have a definitive answer on this. Yes. It is indeed working. It is doing what it was intended to do, which is get a lot of the nonsense out. But I'll ask the question, as we now have a year and a half of data to kind of pour over here. And, maybe you've been to a Major League Baseball game during this period of time and you have experience. Now, us Major League Baseball fans in Omaha, we're going to Kansas City or we're going to any of the various, places in the region, likely to go see Major League Baseball games. And so what are us, people who are listening to the show, how do they take in Major League Baseball? You're traveling to go see Major League Baseball. You're driving 3 hours down the road to go to Kansas City. You're driving 7 hours to go to Denver or whatever to get to Minneapolis. And, you are taking time off, likely, or spending an entire weekend going to a Major League Baseball game. And what I don't want to do when I'm going to a new park, Coors wasn't new for me. It was the second time I've been there.
Brag.
But I would have loved to stretch out, walk around the stadium a little bit and see what I could see. But I also, want to sit down and watch the game too. And I just didn't feel like there was time for both. And I think you've heard from some people who run teams, who are like, yeah, this is killing us in the concessions.
Yeah, on the business end.
This is killing us in beer. This is they got to shut down beer sales in the 8th. And some people have extended that out just so they can get a few more bucks on top of that. But like part of the experience of going to a Major League Baseball game is taking in what the park has to offer you. There's only 30 of them around the country, and you want to see what you could see. And yes, you want to watch the game and get your autographs and whatever, but like I want to experience the whole thing. And so I would have loved to have 3 to 3.5 hours to kind of meander about on Sunday. I didn't get that. I had 0 minutes. I had to sit in my chair, like run up quickly, grab a beer, go pee, and come back down. And I had missed an entire inning. I think it's like, I don't know what we do about this, Josh, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's good. It's working. The games are shorter. The games are shorter. But how do we now sort of use the information that we have and make it more accessible for fans and for people who are, traveling to these Major League Baseball games? Is it a better TV product? Maybe. It seems rushed at times.
I think the owners are going to come to Manfred in the off season next time the owners meetings or whatever and say, hey, we don't know what the solution is, but we need to take a look at this because yes, you've made a better TV product, but for people that are literally traveling to the game, it isn't good for the game to be over in 2:10 or whatever.
I did not get what I wanted out of that experience.
Yeah.
And you're paying all this money to buy tickets and you're paying all this money to park and all this stuff. Like
Oppenheimer is significantly longer than the baseball game you went to.
Like if I budget, if I go to the East Coast and I budget a day to go to Washington, D.C. and walk the National Mall and pop into all the museums, I'm not going to one museum and then just ending it, right? I'm using this entire day. And that's what I want to do with a Major League Baseball game. Now, I realize that I'm not like every Major League Baseball fan. And I think, on a Tuesday night where it's only locals who are at the game, then it's probably not the worst thing in the world. People got to go to school the next day, whatever. Probably not the worst thing in the world that the game's 2 hours and you can go home and get the kids to sleep and everything like that. So everybody's needs are different. But as far as the baseball is concerned, it does feel a little bit rushed at times. And I know it's not good from a business perspective. And the ticket price, we're paying for it. The consumers are paying for the back end from ticket prices. And the owners are taking a hit because they're not selling as many, beers and peanuts. It's just, it's a different thing than it used to be. And I like, now, before the pitch clock was a thing 2 years ago or last year, it's possible that we got a 2 hour and 15-minute game every once in a while. But now we're basically averaging that. I mean, these games are short. And so I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I didn't like it. I'll tell you that much. Here's my baseball take.
I do not agree with the take, but that is because I go to a maximum of one Major League Baseball game a year.
Go to that last series of the year. Go to that Braves Royals series in Atlanta.
You want to do the show in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I know a guy who can, from a business standpoint, tell us yes or no.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
I know the bosses of this radio station.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All I know is, Southwest keeps texting me every day and they say, we can fly you anywhere for $50. So why don't we just hop on one of those flights?
They're just cold emailing you.
Yeah, they're texting me. They're emailing me. They're giving me push notifications. We have a blah, blah, blah sale. If I can get to Atlanta for $50, but we are taking a weekend. Josh, you've never been to the new Truist Park. I'm sure you'd love to see it. Maybe the Royals and the Braves would give you a 4-minute baseball game where you'd have to experience the entire ballpark. I'm telling you, man, go and you'll see it and you'll feel it.
By the time that series hits, that last series of the regular season, I will have been to Georgia 2 times and not been to the Braves games.
So you'll want to go.
I will.
And you'll want to see it. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see it. And the game will last 2 hours and 15 minutes and you'll be disappointed at the end.
I would love to be disappointed. We'd go to Waffle House afterwards and I'd feel so much better.
Kick you out of the stadium. Jason writes in, He says,
Hi, Jason.
concession stands take way too long. I missed almost 2 innings at the Royals game getting a beer and something
Whoa.
to eat.
So is it a concession speed problem?
It's no longer like baseball is a sport.
It was
in my
leisure.
opinion.
It was leisurely.
Yes, but and what is the leisure? Like, who's the leisure for? It's for the people in the ballpark, right? The more we go into television products and all this stuff, the further we get away from caring about the people that are actually in the stadium. And I think maybe that's our big underlying issue here. Are we going to...
That's a sports across the board problem.
Are we all of a sudden going to turn around, stop the bus, and turn the other way? Hell no, we're not. No, we've gone way too far into everything's a TV product now. But so all these organizations are tasked with the idea of like, how do we get fans to our games and how do we keep fans at our games? And Major League Baseball in particular is not making it any easier.
Charles brings up a good point on the YouTube chat.
Hi, Charles.
They have self-serve kiosks to buy beer at Kaufman.
It's still, you have to.
Does it take 2 innings to get through there?
You have to get. I mean, I don't know if it takes 2 innings.
Now, the one time I went there recently, it was 9 degrees out. There was a 3-hour rain delay. I had the park to myself.
I would like to get up and maybe mosey around, check out the store, whatever, while not missing a good chunk of the baseball game that I paid to be at. And it's just, it doesn't.
That's what happened to me. 3-hour rain delay. I checked out the store along with literally
I would
everyone
have
else
loved the rain delay yesterday. Or Sunday. I would have absolutely adored a rain delay. It would have been awesome. But no. Tiny baby baseball game. Eric on the text line says this. I need to shave off about another 2 hours and 18 minutes off that game.
Oh, no. Come on.
It'll be better. Also, back to Josh's vacation. Josh is right about vacationing with kids. We took my kids to Disney World, and they said their favorite thing from the whole week was swimming in the pool.
It's what I said when I was a child. It's all the kid wants is to swim in a pool.
But I think you're, as a dad, you're in charge of the next generation of people. You got to convince them somehow that swimming in the pool is not the best thing.
I'd love to go up to Minneapolis and catch a Twins game or something, or Kansas City, catch a Royals game. Royals are playing some ball.
Not really.
I mean, I like
suck right now.
I like a lot of their players though.
Amazing Daniel writes in.
Hi, Amazing Daniel.
Almost every MLB stadium has an order ahead available. The last UNO hockey game I went to, I ordered food and beer and was back in my seat in less than 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Also, wait, what? Look at the souvenir shop before and after the game. Not everybody has, like I said, for a situation beyond my control, I got in there as the game started yesterday. And maybe that's on me. And like the plan was to be in the stadium 30 minutes earlier than I was in the stadium. It didn't work out that way. And so maybe that's clouding my experience a little bit, but it just moves so fast. I felt like I was in there for 5 minutes and then, went back on my way, and that was the game.
Good contribution here from Riley in the chat.
Hi, Riley.
Happer is 100% hitting on the conundrum here. The experience for the most die-hard fans, those who show up to the game, is at odds with what brings in the most profit to the Major League Baseball, the TV product.
That is sports. That is across the board a big issue right
That's
now.
an issue. College football, NFL, every sport.
We're all sports fans. We want to go to sports games, but they're not for you anymore. They're for people who watch on TV. And that sucks too if you're a Royals fan because that's on Bally's.
Yeah, and then
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
And more and more of these stadiums are like, hey, let's make this a cool place to hang out. And it's like, no, I don't want this to be a cool place to hang out. I want this to be a place where I can watch the game.
Yeah. So there's a lot of conflicting interests.
It's like, oh, hey, come to the party porch. No, I don't want a party porch.
Maybe I do want a party porch, depending on my situation.
If you want a party porch, that's great.
I wanted to go to the party porch on Sunday, and I couldn't go. I was trapped in my chair.
I want a cheap folding chair that is not uncomfortable, and I want to watch the game.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you don't care about how long the game is then.
Put a big screen in the outfield. No, I don't. I don't care.
All right. It was just straight from the heart. That's how I felt on Sunday. I felt like I was ripped off.
But you got to see your beautiful baby boy Bobby hit a donger.
Yeah, and I wasn't happy that the Royals had lost the previous 2 games in that series.
Yeah, you should not have been.
All right. Back after this on the Counter Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.